Greetings children. Today we are going to complete the unit C of tier 3 exponents, powers and roots. This is for class 7. The subject is mathematics. I'm Subhasis Sandilya and I welcome you to today's class. So first of all, let us understand what a square root is. So the square root of a number is that number which when multiplied by itself gives the original number. Try to understand this properly, okay? The square root of a number is that number which when multiplied by itself gives the original number. So the square root of 4 is 2. That means 2 is the square root of 4. What does it mean? It means that when 2 is multiplied with itself, it gives 4. So 2 when multiplied by itself gives the original number, that is 4. So we can say that 2 is a square root of 4. Now let us understand what a cube root is. The cube root of a number is that number which when multiplied by itself 3 times gives the original number. So almost same as the square root, but in square root the number if multiplied by itself then it gives the original number. Here if the number is multiplied by itself 3 times and it gives the original number, the number under consideration is the cube root of the original number. Let us consider an example. So the cube root of 8 is 2. That means 2 multiplied by itself 3 times gives 8. That means 2 into 2 into 2 gives 8. So 2 is the cube root of 8.
Okay children, let us start with module number 21. We are going to solve question number D here. The question is given like this: a cube multiplied by b to the power minus 5 multiplied by c to the power 7 whole divided by c to the power 5 multiplied by a to the power minus 3 multiplied by b to the power minus 9. So first of all, what we are going to do, we are going to decide how many variables are here. A, B, C, 3 variables in the numerator, 3 variables in the denominator. So first of all, what we are going to do, we will separate the variables. So we will write like this: a to the power 3 by a to the power minus 3 multiplied by b to the power minus 5 divided by b to the power minus 9 multiplied by c to the power 7 divided by c to the power 5. Now after that, we are going to use the laws of exponents and write it like this: a to the power 3 divided by, so minus 3 multiplied by b to the power minus 5 minus 9 multiplied by c to the power 7 minus 5. So here a to the power 3 plus 3 plus 3 multiplied by b to the power minus 5 plus 9 multiplied by c to the power 2. So this will become a to the power 6 and this will become b to the power 4 and this is c squared. This is your answer. So remember, like we use the laws of exponents in numbers, in the same way we are going to use the laws of exponents for variables also. Don't get confused in that, okay? So moving on, module number 22, question number C. We have to find the square root of 5625. So we will write down like this: the square root of 5625 is equal to root over 5625. After that, what we are going to do, we are going to do the prime factorization of 5625. Pause the video if required, do it yourself. you will see that the prime factorization will give you root over 3 into 3 into 5 into 5 into 5. So first of all, what we are going to do, we are going to make a pair up. That means we will take this 3 right here and this 3 and right here, multiplied by this 5 will come here and this 5 will come here. There were 1, 2, 3, 4 5s. I have written here 3. There will be 4 5s. Okay, that was my mistake. Then again this 5 will come here and this 5 will come here. So now we get a pair like this. So what we can write? We can write root over 3 into 5 into 5 whole square. So now this square and this square root gets cancelled out and all we are left with is 3 into 5 into 5. So 5 into 5 is 25 into 3 is 75. So this is how you are going to solve all the questions of module number 22. Now let us move on to module number 23. So what is the question in module number 23? In module number 23, you are asked by what number should the number be multiplied to make it a perfect square. So what number should be multiplied with, in question number B, what number should be multiplied with 720 to make it a perfect square. So what we will do, we will do the prime factorization like this and write down the prime factors like this. 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 2's, and 2 3's, that is 3 into 3 into 5. Okay. So what we have here, this is a pair, this is a pair, this is a pair, this is standalone number. So it is clear that if we multiply this number by another 5, then this pairing up will be complete. There will be, here there will be 2 2's, here there will be 2 2's, here there will be 2 3's, and here there will be 2 5's. Only if we multiply 720 by another 5. So what we will write, therefore 720 needs to be multiplied by 5 to make it a perfect square. So this is how you are going to solve all the questions of module number 23. Now moving on, let us go to module number 24. So in 24, you have to do, you have to evaluate. So in question number B, whole root over 49 by 255. So first of all, we will do the numerator and denominator prime factorization like this. 49 can be prime factorized as 7 into 7 and 225 can be prime factorized as 3 into 3 into 5 into 5. So we will write like this. For in place of 49 we will write 7 into 7, and in place of 225 we will write 3 into 3 into 5 into 5. Okay, so after that what we can write, in the numerator place we can write 7 square, and in the denominator place we can write 3 into 5 square. Okay, because there are 2 3's and 2 5's, so we can write 3 into 5 square. This can be written like this, 7 by 3 into 5 whole square. So this square and this square root gets cancelled out and all we are left with is 7 by 3 into 5. Now 3 into 5 is 15, so the final answer will be 7 by 15. This is how you are going to solve all the questions of module number 24. Now let us move on to module number 25. Okay. In module number 25, you have to find the square root of a decimal number. Let us remove this page. Okay. So, in module number 25, you have to find out the square root of a decimal number. So, we will write like this: square root of 0.0049 is equal to root over 0.0049. So, this can be written like this: 49 divided by, this decimal will jump to 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. So there will be 1, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4 zeros. So we can write it like this. In the top, 49 means 7 square, and in the bottom, 10,000 means 100 square. We can write it like this. So if we want to remove the square root, then we have to remove the squares from the numerators and the denominators. So this will be 7 by 100, which can also be written as 0.07. So this is how you are going to solve the questions in module number 25. Moving on to module number 26. Here we have to find the cube root using prime factors. See, the symbol of cube root is like this: the square root symbol and a 3 is written in the V-shaped part. Question number A in module number 26. We have to find the cube root of 216. So we will write it like this: the cube root of 216 is equal to cube root of 216. Then we will do the prime factorization of 216 like this. Pause the video if required. And then we will write it here: cube root of 2 into 2 into 2, 3 into 3 into 3. So 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 3. Okay, so cube root of 2 cube multiplied by 3 cube. Now, by the laws of exponents, if the bases are different and the exponents are same, then what we can write? We can write like this: 2 into 3 whole to the power 3. So now this to the power 3 and cube root can be cancelled out, and all we are left with is 2 into 3, which will result in 6. So this is how you are going to solve all the questions of module number 26. Moving on to module number 27. Let us consider question number D. We have to evaluate cube root of 0.003375. So first of all, what we will do, we will write this decimal as a fraction. So the decimal point will jump to the right how many steps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So there will be 6 zeros after 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on the numerator part there will be 3375. So cube root of 3375 divided by 1,000,000. Now this part is easy, okay? See, there are 2 zeros, 2 zeros, 2 zeros. That means we can write 100 cube. This number can be written as 100 cube. 100 cube. And this part can be prime factorized like this: 3 into 3 into 3 into 5 into 5 into 5. So we can write it, I am doing it in a short form, okay? 3 into 5 whole cube. So now if the numerator and denominator are different but the powers are same, so what we can write? Cube root of 3 into 5 is 15, okay? 15 by 100 whole cube. Now this cube and cube root gets cancelled out, and all we are left with is 15 by 100. Now doing the actual division, what we will find? 0.15. So the cube root of 0.003375 will be 0.15. This is how you are going to solve all the questions of module number 27. Number 28, there are 3 word questions. The first one we are going to do here. The question is, 81 eggs are to be arranged in an egg holder of square shape. How many eggs should fit in each row? So see, if there is only one egg, then there is only one row, one row and one column. If you want to add another egg here, then you have to add another egg here, another egg here. So there will be 2 eggs in each row, 2 eggs in each column. If you want to add another egg here, then you have to add more eggs like this, so that there are equal number of eggs in each row, equal number of eggs in each column. So the total number of eggs given is equal to 81. Then you are asked to arrange them in a square shape. That means if you are arranging them in a square shape, there is equal number of eggs in each row, equal number of eggs in each column. So number of eggs in each question is asking for row. Okay, row will be equal to, see, I have given the equal below the equal. Okay, maintain this. So number of eggs in each row will be the square root of 81. Okay, you can do the prime factorization, but this is very easy. 81 is 9 square. So this square and square root gets cancelled out and the answer is 9. So there must be 9 eggs in each row, so that 81 eggs can be arranged in a square shape. I'll not solve question number B and C. I will give you the answers, don't worry. Let me explain it a little bit, okay? In a PT display, 484 students took part. They were arranged in equal numbers of rows and columns. So equal number of rows and columns means square based question. How many students were there in each column? So you have to find out the square root of this number. Now, question number C. By which number should 6561 be divided or multiplied to get a perfect cube number? So what we will do, you will do the prime factorization of this. Arrange the prime factors in groups of 3s. Whatever is left out, if multiplied with this number, will give you a perfect cube. For example, if you are asked what should be multiplied with, this is the rough work, okay? For example, if you are asked what should be multiplied with 4 to make it a perfect square. So first of all, what we will do, we will prime factorize 4 like this. Now, to make it a group of 3, what we need? We have to multiply this with another 2. So if 4 is multiplied by 2, then it will become a perfect cube. That means if 2 is multiplied with 4, we get 8, and 8 is a perfect cube. That is 2 cube. Okay, in the same manner, this is just a rough work, just an example. So in the same way, what you will do, we will do the prime factorization of this number and try to make groups of 3 in the prime factors, and after that, whatever is left out, whatever is not a group of 3, what should be multiplied to make it a group of 3? That is the number, if multiplied with this number, will give you a perfect cube.
So this brings us to the end of today's class. I hope everyone understood everything properly. In our next class, we are going to start Unit D. At this point, let me remind you once again, revise carefully several times. Mathematics is all about revision and practice. Please practice and revise every day, repeatedly. With this note, I am Subhasis Sandilya signing out. I hope everyone understood and enjoyed today's video. Thank you everyone.